MediaMarchersUnlimited.com.
I'm Kenneth Chamberlain Jr., and this is the Kenneth Chamberlain Report.
All you care about is money. It's not about money. It's about sending a message. Everything burns.
I've been asked one of my thoughts on the acquittal of George Zimmerman and the killing of Trayvon Martin. And all I can say is that my heart goes out to the family of that young man. And while they may feel that they have been failed on a state level in terms of getting justice, I hope that they receive justice on a federal level. They say that every cloud has a silver lining. Well, if there is a silver lining in this cloud, it has to be the fact that people have organized all around the world, coming together, standing in solidarity, all races, because they realize that one's works are more important than one's skin color. And they are demanding accountability in the death of this young man. But it can't stop there. And while it may be great that we fight injustice hundreds or even thousands of miles away from home, you have to have that same firm of purpose and be just as outraged at the injustice that's taking place in your own backyard. That, my friends, is the 800-pound gorilla in the room. Because any time a people or an organization can act without regard for one's rights or the laws, you have a moral obligation to stand up and fight that. If you do not, you are just as guilty for the outcomes that we experience, just as the person is guilty who has committed the offense. Our forefathers and mothers have been fighting this same exact fight that we are fighting today. And when I look back at their fight and how they stood up against all odds and look at today, it's very clear that we need that same type of leadership today that we had back then. We need that leadership in our law enforcement. We need it with our elected officials. And we certainly need it with our community leaders. Law enforcement, they need to come from behind that blue wall and speak about the injustice that they see and that maybe they've even experienced themselves. Our elected officials, our cries cannot fall on deaf ears. You have to be for all the people, not some of the people. And to our community leaders, what you aspire for personally cannot interfere with how you deal with and treat the people that you claim to serve. We cannot hold law enforcement and our elected officials accountable if we do not hold ourselves accountable. It just won't work. It just won't work. Remember, an oppressor cannot oppress without the consent of the oppressed. And what affects one person directly affects us all indirectly and will eventually affect us all directly. I'm Kenneth Chamberlain Jr., and this is the Kenneth Chamberlain Report. Peace and blessings.
MediaMarchersUnlimited.com.